Today I wanted to share with you 5 things that actually me and Jeannie feel are the keys to success, the keys to healing, the keys to health, the keys to your front door. Just kidding. The keys to everything. This is something that we feel goes beyond nutrition. Everyone that works with us or that we talk to, they want to get healthy. They want to eliminate symptoms. They're looking for that one thing that's going to change their life. But before that, you have to build that foundation for the house to go on top of. Now, we always say to clients that this is the foundation of health, and that's the foundation of health. And the food you eat and the frequency you eat is the foundation of health. But beyond that, there's actually 5 things that we've been thinking about lately or talking to clients about that we feel are actually even more important. And I'm actually really excited to share these with you because it's something that, beside talking about food, that Jeannie and I are actually pretty passionate about. Helping people focus on maybe what are their roadblocks to success. Why aren't they logging? Why are they so resistant to logging? Or why are they actually maybe some part addicted to not healing or addicted to how they feel? Addicted to their illness. So let me share these with you. The first thing, or one of the first key things, I don't know what to call them, in regards to healing is creating consistency. Consistency is about harmony. It's creating harmony in your life. We're talking about nutrition here. We're not talking about your life, your business. And yes, you could apply to those, but I'm going to use them in reference to nutrition, health, and healing. So when I talk about consistency, I'm talking about everything you do each day. How are you living and eating in a way that's going to create or support health? Are you logging your foods? Are you eating the same amount of meals each day? Are you using a variety of healthy metabolic foods? Are you getting the same or consistent within a range of ratios and grams in a meal or calories in a day? Are you creating harmony within what you do in order to create success? Because the more consistent you are, the easier it is to be compliant. Consistency creates compliance. The reason being is consistency creates momentum, and that momentum allows you to be compliant. Or you want to be compliant because you're feeling that momentum. And you're creating habits. You're creating habits with everything that you do every day. And from what we've seen over the years, the people that are more consistent with what they do every day, from the foods they eat, how much they log, the calories they get, to food preparation and scheduling for success, these are the things that actually breed success. And to quote Aristotle, which was many, many eons ago, we are what we do repeatedly. Excellence then is not an act, but a habit. And that is consistency. So as you go about your day, as you go about looking at your foods, logging your foods, and everything that you do and everything that we teach, think about it. The more consistent you are, the better results you're going to get. Example I always use with clients, because most of my clients have kids. If you went to school and you were in first grade, because I tell my clients when I work with them, I'm kind of taking you through a healing process. But I have to teach you first grade so you can kind of understand that, so it can take you to second. So when we apply the principles in second grade, it makes sense because now you can use what you learned in first to support that and so forth as you move through the process. But if you just went to school once or twice a week, maybe, whether it's elementary, high school, middle school, whatever, is that gonna breed success? Is that gonna breed momentum? Is that gonna breed compliance? No. It's not gonna create a habit. It's not gonna allow you to pass that grade. And what's gonna happen is that momentum is killed. It stops. You're not gonna be able to move forward. So, consistency breeds momentum. It creates harmony, it creates compliance, it creates habits, and it creates success. So the first key to your success, beside nutrition, or beside all the other crazy things you're doing for your health and your healing, is consistency in whatever you do. The second is awareness through observation. Awareness through observation, in a simple sense, means kind of having knowledge of the situation. Well, how do we have knowledge? And how do we create wisdom? Well, the first is gathering information. Are you, number one, Paying attention to the foods you're eating on a daily basis. Is there a variety? Are you eating the right metabolic foods? Are you doing the right things that actually serve you, serve your beliefs, and actually are supportive to your health and healing? I guess the second is having knowledge through observation is gathering that information. Are you logging your foods? Are you tuning in with yourself? Are you checking with yourself throughout the day? You know, how do I feel? I just had a session with a client. How do I feel? Do I feel exhausted? Do I feel energized? Do I feel more balanced? And I always know in regards to how I ate and how I actually worked with a client is how balanced I feel after. If I feel wound up, then I say, how does that client actually feel? If I feel low energized, how does that client actually feel after the session? But if I feel balanced like I do right now, then I know that how I ate and lived my life prior to that moment before the session, and actually what went on during that session, me tuning into myself and tuning into their body created balance not only in myself but in my client. So are you tuning in with yourself throughout the day? All these things that you're doing, you're actually learning to see patterns. You're tuning in with yourself and you're gathering information. And when you apply that information, because now you can see it. Oh, this didn't work. That didn't work. That didn't work for me. This didn't work for me. I'm noticing that this works for me or that works for me. Whatever it is, food, sleep patterns, etc. Now you have information. And when you apply that information, it becomes knowledge. And then when you share that information and someone applies it, it becomes wisdom. So observe what you're doing. Whether it's checking with yourself, whether it's logging your foods, which we recommend, whether it's taking your body temperature and pulse, you know, taking a second during the day or 5 minutes to sit down and check in with yourself and ask yourself, how am I doing at this very moment? How do I feel in my body at this very moment? Because I guarantee most of you will say, I do not feel good. I feel anxious. I feel stressed. And I don't care how much food you eat, how healthy the food is that you eat, if your ratios are balanced, if your grams are balanced, if your temperature's 98 and your pulse is 75 or 80, but you feel like crap, you need to figure out why. And most of it has to do with how you're living your life, not how you're eating your food. And as we've said, there's more pieces of the healing puzzle. So you know, tuning into yourself and creating awareness through observation is another key to success or health or healing. So that's the second one. First is consistency. Second is awareness through observation. The third is patience. Patience in realizing that healing has no end date. Does it have a beginning? Does when you get sick have a start date? No. Think about it. If you're 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, do you think, you know, no matter how old you are, that it's going to take you a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months, a year to get better? It takes time to heal. We don't even take into account when in utero, what our parents did, how they lived, how they thought. We take that in, we embrace that, and that affects our body, our genetics, our physiology, unless we change that, which is what we believe in epigenetics, how we live, eat, breathe, think. We can do things and change our physiology, but how we live, that's what we're trying to teach you. So where does it start? Where does it end? It doesn't, because think about it. You want to get healthy. You want to get rid of your bloating, let's say, your fatigue. You take yourself through the healing process. The second you feel better, what happens? You have new goals. So healing really doesn't have an ending. Embrace it. Healing is life. It's a part of life, and there's different phases to it. So begin to embrace your process of healing. Have fun with it. Don't be so serious, and don't turn yourself so serious that you become orthorexic. That's just as bad as not doing anything about your health. You have to find that balance. And just realize this, that when we're healing and we have patience, and that takes us into the next one, that we have to have trust, right? That's the fourth one. We have to have trust and believe that we actually can heal, right? We have to believe that we're worthiness to heal, that we have the ability to heal ourselves. No one else is a healer. We are the healer. As Andrew Taylor still said, if we give the body what it needs, nature will do the rest. We go to people to help us, to educate us, to give us that nudge, to create the foundation, and create the platform for us to heal and support us and guide us. But we're the ones that can heal ourselves. No one can heal you but you. But you have to believe it. You have to truly believe and trust. Believe yourself, but trust the process that what you're doing and who you're working with will actually help you. That you can actually learn from it and take it and actually move forward. And that's what we try to teach our clients. We try to teach our clients that through the process of what we're teaching you, that we're not telling you that we're going to heal you. We're teaching you something, and you're learning the process through working with us. So in the end, you've actually healed yourself, or you've learned something that you continually use to heal yourself through the next phases of healing, through aging, through life, etc. So you have to realize that healing has no end date. It's always going on. And you have to trust yourself and embrace the process. Embrace everything that's going on, the good or the bad, because usually everything that's happening is a part of your process. It's a part of your story. But if you're doing the right thing and you're being consistent with what you're doing, and you're creating awareness that those little things that are happening through the process are actually part of your healing process. And they're actually on that healing journey and you're moving forward. Most people doing this and that, and they're always moving lateral. But if you choose the right thing that's working for you and you believe in it and you embrace it and you're having fun doing it, then you're actually doing the right thing for you and you're living in congruency with what your goals are, but you're living in a way that's going to support health. So that's the fourth thing. The fifth thing is courage, which is vulnerability. And Brené Brown talks a lot about this. Courage is stepping outside your comfort zone. You know, most of us are in our comfort zone. We're happy. We don't want to change. Anyone tries to help us, we lash out. You know, we hire someone to help us, but then we really don't let them help us. We find problems with it. We blame our problems on them. I have more symptoms, etc. This is so hard. I've worked with so many people. I haven't got results. It's because you're not willing to come out of your comfort zone. What happens when we come out of our comfort zone? We actually don't feel right. We're uncomfortable. In order to heal, you have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And when you do that, you have questions, issues, you're not comfortable in your skin. You're actually stepping outside your comfort zone. You're actually becoming vulnerable. You have to get comfortable with being naked, per se, in that vulnerability, in order for healing to happen. And that comes back to embracing that process, embracing how you feel outside your comfort zone. Because if you do that, you're going to create new comfort zones. You got to step outside of that, create new comfort zones, step outside of that, etc. But that's where consistency comes in. Awareness comes in to realize where you are, trusting and embracing the process and having patience as you move through all those phases of healing or all those different comfort zones. And to actually quote Brené Brown, she says, you can either choose comfort or courage, which is basically comfort or vulnerability. Most see it as a weakness, but it is actually the master key to success. So hopefully you actually learned something from this YouTube, and you remember the 5 keys to healing or success, which is consistency, awareness through observation, patience, trust, and courage. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll check you later.